Hi, my name is Paul Garrity. This is a webcast all about how we could use a forum to create a structured document on the internet. That document would have any amount of categories. Each of those categories could have any amount of topics, but each topic would only end up with one text description describing the topic. I'm going to show you how it works. I found some really interesting forum software that's really well stripped down. You can do lots with it. It's a bit like a content management system in that effect. What we're going to look at is how many users can work together and how the conversations are reused as topics. How within those topics or within those conversations you can have private conversations, and they're called whispers. At the end of each conversation, hopefully there'll be some consensus on what the final text should read, and I'm going to show you then how to close and publish things so that you create a structured document from these conversations, and how things can be reordered. We're going to look at four main things. First of all, we're going to look at a part completed public document. Then we're going to take on the role of two contributors who collaborate together to come up with some more information, and then an admin person who would publish and then reorder things, and then we'll have a look at the new public document, how that could look. Okay, so here's a part completed document. As you can see, there's one main category called what is social media. Within that there's two topics. One is all about connecting people using the web, and the other one's called the technology. That's taken from this original document, this original blog. That's the idea that's taken from. Okay, so here we are. We're pretending to be this user called Debbie with IE on the end, because we're using Internet Explorer. She's going to look at, here's the categories that are open at the moment. We're going to go into what is social media. As you can see, there's two that's been published already. It's all about connecting people to the web and technology. We're going to look at Government 2, which has not yet been published. That means you can still start discussing this. When she clicks on there, she sees that Bob Opera, which is the other browser we're using to test this, has already made this statement. She might say to her, blah blah blah. You don't mention local government, should you? And you can send that comment. Okay. Now we're going to pretend to be somebody else. Okay, now we're a second person with somebody called Bob Opera. Alright, he does the same, goes into social media, looks at Government 2 and sees there's been a new comment in here. So go to Government 2 and he sees the comment. No, I don't think so. Might have a point. Have a point. And he adds his comments. So here we are. We're now as Debbie again, and Debbie's seen this reply. So she thinks, well, it's been challenged about this. Actually, I think I can probably do better. I'm going to reuse that text. I don't like service users. That sounds not right. Citizens are increasingly expected. At the bottom of it, local councillors should be engaging with their voters where they hang out on the web. Right, then go. What do you think of this? What do you think of this then? Okay, so now we go back to being Bob Opera. and refresh the page. And he goes, well, what do you think of this then? Well, blah, blah. Yeah, actually, that's pretty good. I like that. We're going to use it. But what you can do, you can write to Debbie. I agree. What Debbie sees now is that conversation, but only she sees it. That's a whisper. She sees it because it was she can whisper back to him, like it says there, whisper back, the Bob Opera. So she can go, great, let's publish it. Tell Paul G and get it published. Publish it. And what we can then do is take the text without this, what do you think of this then? Okay. Add the comments. Right, so that could be the final piece of text that they both agree on. They've had the conversation, we've followed the conversation. So here we are now. Now we've changed identity again. Now we are the administrator using Firefox. The administrator's got lots more information here, a lot more things they can do, a lot more things there. But basically they can go to the categories. Let's go to the social media and go, alright, government 2. Oh, look, 6 conversations on government 2. Blah, 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 blah. They've been having a talk about this and they've ended up on that, and somebody's tweeted me or whatever and said let's go with that. So what they can do is close this discussion. Yes, let's close that discussion, which has published it. And if we now go to the page, the home page, there you go. What is social media? There's now government 2 hanging out on the web. Now you think to yourself, well, hang on a minute, actually government 2 really should be at the top. So let's go and change the order of that. Change the sticky order, and we'll say we want that to be the top. Government 2 should be the top, followed by the technology, followed by connecting people doing that. Right, you are. Save. Okay, let's refresh our page because we reordered those things. So it's now government 2, the technology. It's all about people using the web. So there we are. We've looked at how you can get 2 contributors to collaborate. An admin who watches what's going on or may be collaborating themselves, then publishes and reorders things, and we looked at how the document can be changed in real time. I'm not saying this system is perfect by any means. Some of the outstanding issues will probably be how to properly integrate this with Twitter. There's a Twitter button on there. You could tweet about each page. There is a way of getting RSS feeds on each of the topics, which would again get the conversation out into the blogosphere as well as anywhere else. And there's also a question about hosting and what to do and how to host this site. I hope you found this interesting and give you some ideas. Thanks a lot for listening. Goodbye.